Hi, you're listening to Abacadabra Radio. I'm Abby, your host, and on this podcast, we talk about manifestations, meditations, timeline jumping, tarot card insights, astrological insights, literally whatever comes up. Happy to have you guys here for the ride. And here we are back with another episode. You guys are getting Abby post meditation. Holy moly, what a meditation that was. Meditation has worked really well for me. I know, when it comes to this stuff, you don't have to meditate. It just helps me to meditate. When I'm not sticking to my meditation and working out and eating well and drinking a lot of water, when I don't do all those things, for me, my body just doesn't do as well, and I usually have to spend a day totally resetting, and I'll usually have an emotional release. I don't know why. That's what I've been noticing the past few weeks, because I'm pretty dedicated to my routine during the week. And then on Saturday, I'm not dedicated to my routine quite as much, and everything kind of goes out the window. And then Sunday, I usually have to spend the day resetting, which is fine, but you don't have to do that. But maybe I'm making myself do that. I don't know. It's interesting. However, the meditation I just had was freaking epic. I feel like I totally downloaded a new version of myself. I definitely had crazy downloads coming in. I don't know what the energy is right now. Astrologically, I have no idea what's going on, but maybe it's just because I've been listening to binaural beats. I've noticed when I'm listening to those, when I meditate, the meditations are stronger. I can meditate for a longer period of time. Not that it matters. You can meditate for 2 minutes and be totally fine. But I just clicked in with this new version of myself, and one of the main downloads I got was being wound so tight and needing to be in control of everything in your reality is such a 3D mindset. It's such a 3D thing that we do that we don't need to do. I know that about myself, that when I get too wound up, it's just because of my own lack beliefs and powerless beliefs and beliefs that I don't have control that freak me out. And it's usually about stuff that's not really pertinent to my life, safety, well-being, whatever. It's just stuff that you make up in your own head to panic yourself. And usually those thoughts aren't even yours. It's well, what if this person thinks that, or this person's probably thinking that, and you go down a tailspin of this person's definitely thinking this about me now because I've done this, and I need to do this to change it, and I need to change their mind, and I need to know what they're doing, and blah blah blah. No, that's tiring. That is a tiring, useless mindset. It doesn't get you anywhere. You just spin and spin and spin and spin for nothing. For absolutely fucking nothing. So stop doing it. This is me talking to myself. Stop doing it. Have fun with things. I've always wanted to be the relaxed, fun, things can be easy version, and I've been working on integrating that more within the last few weeks because I'm consciously trying to do it more. So when I feel myself starting to get wound up, I just remind myself, it's okay, this thing can exist, and it's existing either to show me something, either to prove something to me, to teach me some sort of lesson. It's being reflected back through me for some reason, so I should pay attention to it, but I don't need to, give it this big bad meaning. I don't need to give it this, I don't need to give it control by feeling like I don't have control. So I guess this next week, and as much as I can keep this new version integrated in here, in this avatar, in this 3D world, I'm going to be working on being less needing things to happen a certain way, less needing things to happen in a certain time, because that within the last few weeks has really been screwing me up. And last night, I subconsciously had a full panic attack about it because I just felt so out of control with my life and everything happening in it, when I have ultimate control over my life. And I have ultimate control over who I'm showing up as and ultimate control over like what I'm deciding to do with these things and how I'm deciding to let these things affect me. I mean, of course, like if someone comes and knocks you over the head, like that's not the same thing as what I'm talking about. But what I am talking about is just letting things be as they are. That's been my lesson since probably November, is letting the outside script be what it's going to be and not needing it to go a certain way. And it's hard. And sometimes I go back into like, well, it has to play out like this. It has to play out like that. There's so many things happening in my outside reality that I feel have a huge effect on me when they don't. I might make them, but they're not necessarily, that's not necessarily happening. It is if I'm making it, like, do you know what? Like if I'm making these things outside of myself so important, then of course they're going to have control over me. But when I let them just be as they are and see it more neutrally, like I was talking about last episode with the sweet spot, it's easier to navigate. So like one of the things, like an exercise that I try sometime with being neutral is if I'm behind someone who's going relatively slow. Did I talk about this on a podcast? If I did, I'm so sorry. I think I talked about it on a TikTok. But if I'm driving in and someone in front of me is going slow, instead of being like, what the fuck, go faster, I try, and I have been pretty good at it lately, I try to be neutral and be like, okay, it is what it is. Like, I'm still going to get where I'm going. I'm not in any crazy rush. It's totally fine. And 9 times out of 10 that I've done that, the person's either turned immediately or has gone faster, and it wasn't anything that mattered because I was in that neutral state, like allowing it to happen. So that's what you want to do when the outside script is not looking the way you want it to. You have to let it be neutral instead of needing to control it. And it's hard to not feel like you need to control it, because I feel like a lot of times we're acting out of like, I'm not safe, I'm not okay. Like if this happens, I'm not going to be safe. You're going to be safe. You're going to be okay. It's just going to play out in a way you didn't expect. And when you try and, declare something's going to play out a certain way, it never fucking does. I learned that 3 times this week. I knew that, but it was proven to me 3 different scenarios this week I thought would play out a very specific way, and none of them did. And at one of them I go, I know if I do this, I'm going to jump on a timeline where now that thing's not going to happen because I'm staring at it, and reality's like, nope, we're not doing that. We're going to play it out a totally different way, so have fun. And that's what happened. That's what happened. It didn't go the way I planned. It's still playing out, but that's okay. Again, that was me seeing different timelines, and I was like, you know what? I'm still going to go for it anyway, and maybe it'll still work the way I want it to. And it didn't. And you know what? I'm probably sitting in the exact same spot doing the exact same thing on the exact same day that I would have been doing even if it played out that other way. I'm still safe. I'm still okay. It's all right that it didn't play out the way that I thought it would or planned it to. So those are some of the lessons that I've been working through lately. Navigating this woo-woo mindset in a 3D reality is really fucking weird sometimes, because every once in a while I'll say ridiculous shit to my boyfriend like I have portals coming out of my hands. Of course, I don't think I actually have a portal coming out of my hand, but they get really, really hot sometimes when I'm like doing Reiki and doing certain things, or like sometimes I'm meditating and my hands get hot, so I'm like, okay, I need to send Reiki to someone. Who is it? No, I don't think there's portals, but there's something energetic going on in there. There must be. I must have unlocked something. I must have broke something open. I don't really know, but that's like one of the weird things I'll do, or not, and it's really not even weird, but I'll like consciously talk about like timeline jumping and timeline stuff with my sister, and she's just so like, yeah, probably, that's cool, which I totally appreciate that she's like, yeah, do that. And like I can talk about it with my dad, and I know I've talked about this on a podcast before, but it's cool to me that my family's like open to it, because it helps me feel like I can at least talk about it with like some people. But like I like my 3D reality, like 9-to-5 job and everything that I do seems so like concrete and heavy and like 3D-y. And I feel like what I want to do this week because it's Sunday, so it's like, what intentions am I setting for the week? Wow, that sounds dumb. What intentions am I setting for the week? I want to have fun with this week. Like, when you put your intention into something, it makes a huge difference. Like, if you are like I just meal prepped, and in the beginning I was like, I intend to make this like the best meal I have every day of the week. So I'm interested to see if my like food tastes any better, or like if I put in some like energy with that intention when I was making my food for the week. I was making my lunch for the week. I make it like 5 days, like for Monday through Friday, whatever. And I'm interested to see if like it is the best meal that I have each day. It doesn't matter if it is or it isn't, but like maybe now when I go to work, I'll intend to like have a productive day and help someone and like be like fully present with customers and like just like rock shit out. Like, that sounds like fun. It sounds more fun to me than being like, okay, I'll just go and do the motions and just do work. Like, no, I can go have fun with it. I can go and intend to have a better time. So try that out yourself. Like, see if that doing that sort of intentional work makes a difference. Because if I feel like, yeah, like that just sounds right. Like, if I intend to have fun with something, I'm going to have fun with something. If I intend to be miserable, I'm going to be fucking miserable. I've done that a million times. I don't want to do that. I want to have fun. I want to have an exciting week. I want to bring in magic. Yeah, let's get some magic in here. Also, I'm on GarageBand and I have seen 222.2 and now I'm seeing 333.3. Love it. Synchronized. Thank you very much. Anyway, back to, I am bringing in magic this week. I don't know what it's going to look like. And that's okay. Like, it's going to be fun. This is like this is Abby 2.0. This is Abby after meditation. This is me integrating this new vibrant version of myself. I'm going to be mindful of what I'm doing. I'm going to bring intention into the stuff I'm doing. I'm going to visualize people being happy in my life because I know that goes a long way. I'm going to work out. I'm going to love my body. I'm going to do what my body says or asks, or I'm going to listen to my body, feed it what it wants, give it nutrients. Like, I'm ready. Am I giving myself a Sunday pep talk? Am I giving you a Sunday pep talk? I don't know. Maybe when I go listen to this before I release it, it'll be like, wow, I was on some shit. Okay, cool. Let's go. Let's get it done. But yeah, that's kind of the exciting stuff that's been going on. I was gonna talk about downloads I've gotten, but I think I kind of talked about the downloads I've gotten, talking about being uncomfortable with things not being, or talking about being comfortable with things not being done, being comfortable in chaos, integrating this new mindset. Yeah. Also, has anyone else, like, has anybody else experienced time just being so fucking weird? Like, things that happened last week feel like they happened 6 fucking years ago. Things that happened 2 years ago feel like they were eons ago. Like, what is time anymore? That's something I keep saying. I keep saying, like, what's time? Time doesn't exist. What is this? My sister hates it when I say that. When I'm like, time's not real and you're not real, she's like, what? Ah, stop saying that. I don't actually think she's not real, but, you know, people are pushed out, and I believe everybody's on their own timeline, and in their, like, you see all people, like, you'll see all the versions of yourself that are being pushed out at you, but then all of those people also exist, but they're also on their own timeline. So your timeline and their timeline might not necessarily match up, but you see the reflection from them of what your timeline is and what timeline you're on. So all of those people, while they are real, while they are there, it's all based on the timeline, the frequency, the vibration that you're putting out. Wow. That was a gem, I think. I hope that resonates with people, because that is truly how I've been seeing things lately. And then, like, that's why sometimes when I'm on a really high frequency and other people are not on the high frequency, it used to be so easy for me to get knocked off and be like, fuck this, I hate everyone, nobody makes things easy for me, what the hell? No. Now I literally have the conscious thought of, like, okay, I'm here, they're there, I don't want to meet them there. So I'm going to be where I am, and they can be where they are, and both of those are fine. However, I need to support them in my where I am, I will. Maybe it'll raise their frequency, maybe it won't, maybe they'll walk away. It doesn't matter, but I'm not choosing to meet them where they are because I don't want to be on that frequency. And that's been a really impressive 444 Jesus change that I'm happy I've been able to implement because it's taken a long time. But yeah, I think seeing and integrating that like timeline and how I view people and how I'm viewing things, and if none of this resonates, it's absolutely fine. Don't worry about it. Move on. But yeah, that's been me lately. That's been what I've been going through lately. But yeah, I feel like time is just so odd. The other thing I've had happening lately is, and this happened as I was coming out of my meditation, a lot of the time I will fall asleep with binaural beats playing or something to like reprogram my subconscious, because I've been doing a lot of work on that lately too, which I think is very important because we are operating from our subconscious probably most of the time. So that's something to keep an eye on. There's a little more on that in my in the wisdom nugget, whatever. Anyway, as I was saying, I've been falling asleep to like either binaural beats or whatever, subconscious reprogramming. And